And we should be live now. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, look at you're out and about. You guys, we have Janine here and Chris, and they're out on location. And I put a teaser out there in many different fan pages so that they knew that there was going to be something special. And what are you guys up to?
Well, we're out at Pioneer Park tonight. Since we've been talking about it so much, we figured we'd bring you all here.
Oh yeah, we've got lots of good stories we've been talking about, and I was really thrilled because pretty much I just found out that you guys were there, and we've been talking about it so much, like the tree that attacks Janine and all the ghosts.
Yep, already got me twice tonight.
Oh my gosh! Well, we will talk about that. Also, that those are some of the headstones we were talking about that Janine, that you were saying was rescued.
Correct.
Okay, and I have more photos too. I'm so glad that you're there and where it's still light so that we can kind of see some stuff.
Yeah, it's nice that it's a little bit light out so that you get a better view, because when it's dark, it's kind of hard to see.
Oh, we have a couple of viewers here. Want to say hi. And what would you guys like to show us? Or Chris, do you have any of your ghost equipment with you?
Yes, I do.
She sure does.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll share a couple of our stories from over here as well, because we're actually by one of the places where one of my first experiences took place. And then we'll also show you where Chris's first experience took place. Not so fun.
You know what, Janine? It's famous for you guys getting your batteries drained. So I hope you guys have a plan just in case they zap you guys or your phone again.
Are full of batteries.
We brought power packs with
Yay.
us.
I was hoping. I said I hope they have a power pack because that one time that you went and many times that Chris is using her equipment and stuff, brand new batteries gone. Just
I have
gone.
my solar charger. You can charge two things at a time.
Oh, I love that. That's neat.
Yeah.
I need to get those things. What'd you say, Janine?
So hopefully we'll have plenty of battery power for tonight.
Oh, good, great. And I hope that we get some paranormal activity. That would be really great. So I was just watching, and you guys were just watching remotely, Josh Gates being involved in this live stream in Egypt of opening the sarcophagus. It's been very interesting. A little bit dramatic. You could tell the whole thing was staged. The people working in the background. It's nighttime, really. They're working on stuff and writing on maps and torches and everything. But that's part of entertainment. And but you guys got to catch the mummy, the last mummy, the important one, and I didn't.
Yeah, it was really well preserved. I mean, you couldn't tell how long he had been in there at all.
Oh my
And they had some
goodness.
really cool artifacts around his body and on top of his body as well. So it was interesting to see.
I watched up until I had to get set up. They had a wax head, and they were used for a purpose, like in case your corpse doesn't have a head or something.
Oh my.
And but it really it had all the features, and to think those things are like 2,500 years old and they're just seeing them for the first time is just amazing.
It's really cool.
But I got to tell everybody, there was a curse. They were talking about a curse because when they were going to open this one sarcophagus, they told Josh that he had to have a mask on or he would get a curse. The guy was absolutely, the doctor, serious about this. And he said that the workers and himself didn't need that, but that he had to, and he didn't say why. But for 1 minute, you have to have that mask on, otherwise you are cursed. And he says, you're married, you have kids, you need to make sure you wear that mask. So that was interesting. But we didn't see him wearing it. You guys didn't see him wearing it at the at this other one that was open. So we'll have to find out about that because we want to know about curses for sure. Okay, so do you guys want to tell new people, and of course this is going on YouTube, a little bit about the cemetery that you're at?
Sure. Pioneer Park was once Calvary Cemetery. It's been here since the early settlers were here. There's approximately 144,000 people buried here, and there is actually a set of plaques up here that has the names that they do know, but the church office building at one point did burn, and they did lose a lot of their records, so they're not 100% sure of everybody who's buried here. And when they did find that the headstones, when they turned into a park, were bulldozed down and buried, they unearthed them, and the city decided that they needed to put them back where they belonged. And so there's 141 that we counted here at Pioneer Park. And there's probably like 30 or so out at Mount Hope Cemetery where they did find the majority of the headstones buried.
My goodness.
And the only reason they were found is the city put the trolley system through.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Of the cemeteries.
Wow. To me, it's very tragic that San Diego has so many, graves that are under streets and buildings and in parks and things. And then what they did, especially at Pioneer Park, I think if I was buried there, I'd be hunting them because that is so wrong.
It's horrible. And, that could happen to any cemetery. If they go uncared for a certain period of time, the state can come in or the city can come in and they can do whatever they want with the land.
So wrong. It's so wrong. Oh, well.
I'll turn you guys around a little bit so you can see, but there's an elementary school right next door to this cemetery.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Who thought that was okay? I guess they're long gone.
One of the major stories that's been told here was some kids that were sitting on the back wall that's over here. We're going to walk this direction. And they were smoking a little Mary Jane. And the spirit of a woman in modern clothing was leaning up against one of the large trees across the way here, just watching them. And they got a little spooked and took off out of here.
Well, good. Good for them. Okay, so are you going down by the canyon?
We are. We're going to go down by the ravine. They've actually kind of filled it in since we did most of our investigations out here. It used to be more wide open. And I've actually had a spirit call me down in there. So we went and did an investigation, and he threw stuff at us. He growled at us. He told us to get out. He chased us up the hill. It was quite an interesting.
Oh, I'd be getting out. That's for sure. Especially if something growls. That's not good.
Yeah. And, I kind of knew from the get-go when he was saying, come down here, that he probably wasn't something we should be playing with.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
There used to be a very large tree that had fallen that we sat on, which is no longer here. They cut it up and took it out.
Oh, my goodness. So pretty haunted down there, correct?
Correct. Yeah, if you can see where the fence line is up above here, I don't know if you guys can or not, but that's where we caught the picture of the singing lady.
And can you tell us that story?
So we were back along this fence here, and we could hear a woman singing. And so we went to investigate, and we got, I don't know, probably like, 40 feet in?
Yeah.
And Chris is like, you know what? This side of my body is extremely cold. I need you to take some pictures. And so I took a couple pictures, and in the third photo that I took, you can see orbs forming into a head 2 arms, a body, and 2 legs.
Oh my gosh.
So if I remember when we're done here, I will post that picture in the comments so everybody can look at it.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. We all want to see that for sure.
And in that area, we've had quite a bit of activity. There was another time that we had a piece of equipment that we didn't even know made noises. We'd never heard an alarm before. And it was an EMF detector. And if it gets over a certain number, it will alarm. But we didn't know that. And so we were sitting over there, and this huge gust of cold air came up from the ground. And it started to alarm. And it was in the thousands EMF wise, which is super high.
It was like 12,500.
It was a lot.
Oh my gosh.
You had never seen it go above 50, 55 before that.
Oh my goodness. Significant.
So that was the first time we had ever heard that equipment go off. And the air that came up out of the ground was so intense and freezing cold.
Oh my gosh. Well, we all know that they usually have the cold air around, and they can manipulate kinds of things. And thank goodness we have the kind of equipment that we can, try to listen for things and ultimately communicate with them. Have you ever communicated with one via the equipment at this Pioneer Park?
We use the K2 meter on a regular basis, and we'll have it light up to a specific color on there for yes, or for no.
Oh my goodness. That's good, because we need to know to communicate. And, it's great that the mediums are going there, because they can actually see some of them and really get the communication going. I love that.
This hole right here is in the side of one of the buildings attached to the school. And our first time out here, we took a picture in this hole, and there was a lady's face.
Oh my gosh.
And all that's in there is a crawl space.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to be going out there with you guys, at some point soon. And I'll make sure that we're taking pictures like that and checking them out, after the show.
And then this door here, this building doesn't even get used anymore, but if you knock on this door, somebody will knock back.
Now, is that part of the school, or is that another building?
It was a storage for the school.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, when you knock on the door here, somebody will knock back.
That's crazy. But I love it. It's great. It's great. Oh my goodness. So do you guys know how many acres this park is?
What?
How many acres the park is?
I don't know.
It's not, it's not very big.
Probably like 2 acres.
But can you guys imagine, and our viewers imagine, that the kids are there, they're barbecuing? I've been there when they're bringing in the barbecues and they're having a good time. They're setting up all the stuff. The kids are playing everywhere. And there's literally thousands of dead people under their feet. I mean, where on earth is this? They have another one somewhere? Because I'd like to know. This is absolutely crazy that this is that way.
Well, where I took you when we were in Denver, it's called Cheeseman Park. The same situation happened, except for it was way worse than what happened here.
Oh no.
The gentleman that was hired to exhume the bodies was getting paid per coffin that he took out of there. So what he was doing was dismembering bodies and putting them into children's coffins so that he would get paid for more coffins. And so it disturbed the spirits so much that all these beautiful Victorian homes that are in that area, they started having spirits banging on their walls, banging on the windows, knocking on their doors, and just raising a ruckus.
Oh my goodness. We have a question. Where are you guys? And you guys are at Pioneer Park in San Diego.
Above Old Town.
We're right above Old Town, San Diego, so it's not that far from there. The Hillcrest area. And then this area here that I'm showing you, there's a spirit named Patrick, we've actually caught him on camera. He throws rocks at the wall and they'll bounce off of here.
Oh, do you sense that that he happens to be there right now?
You know, I'm not feeling him right now, but we have had a situation where we had some people standing right in this area here by this tree.
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 of them, but when we took the picture, there was 4 people in the photo.
And Patrick was very tall.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
We're sure it was Patrick that we caught on film that day.
Oh my goodness. I got to go back to that place in Denver. I can't imagine. Now, the guy was caught, correct? That was using
Yes.
the children's. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I mean, how gruesome is that? I don't know how people do that stuff.
It's horrible. Like, how greedy can you be that you're going to dismember people's remains to make a buck?
Just terrible. Awful. Oh, so that's you're behind the tombstones and going into the park now?
Yeah, we're moving from behind the tombstones and then we're going to go into the park now. I'm just going to give you like a little view of some of the tombstones that are here.
And our friendly dogs that visit.
These ones here are all military.
Okay. They look pretty old. Like, is that marble?
They are marble.
And they just embedded them into cement so that they couldn't be
Yeah, they put cement so they couldn't be removed.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of vandalism and stuff. You know, mostly there is in cemeteries, but through the years, I'm sure there was stuff going on there as well.
No, it's very sad. They've had some that have had to been taken out because they've been vandalized. My first experience here in the park was with this gentleman here. His name is Colonel Elmer Otis. And we came back and I could not get within 20 feet of this grave. My feet were stuck to the ground. I couldn't even move.
Oh, cool.
So we ended up with another psychic that was out here one night and she goes, "You look like his mom," and his mom was a whore. I love dogs.
It's like, Mom, stay back.
Yes, he heard me say his name.
Yeah, where is it? Elmer Otis. I actually took a picture of him next to that one.
So I'm talking about the stone that says Elmer Otis, and the dog came running over because that's his name.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? What are the odds? What are the odds? That's crazy.
But once we convinced Elmer that I was not his mother, then he finally let me come over. But it was weeks and weeks of me not being able to budge.
Well, what is his story? What do you feel about him? He's lonely. He's earthbound. What's going on with him?
Well, he's stuck here because some stuff that went down in the war didn't settle right with him, and we've tried to cross him a few times. He's not ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe eventually.
Yeah, he knows his mom's waiting for him, and the relationship with them, because like I said, he was unhappy with her lifestyle.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just not ready.
Wow.
Show them the plaques over here that have the names.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought that's all there was until you guys told me how many graves there was. I was like, well, this is a lot. And then when you guys, did you tell me it was like 40-some thousand or?
44,000.
44,000 bodies, you guys. And this is a small park, and I'm sure they're under people's houses, under the streets. Oh my God. San Diego's got a really gruesome past. It really is.
This is a whole list of names of people, and there are 5 of them.
5 plaques. Wow.
These are the ones that they know. There are some people buried here that they do not know. And one famous person who is buried here that they chose, or was buried here, sorry. They chose to exhume her body, was Johanna Bandini. And the Bandinis owned the Cosmopolitan.
Oh, okay.
That's
Where'd they move her to?
They moved her to Mount Hope.
Well, yeah. My goodness. You know, and aren't the plaques more like in the middle of the park?
They're towards the back, actually.
Oh, towards the back. Okay.
Yes, right, like within like 100 feet of the school.
I thought they were in an odd place. I would think that they'd be, you know, somewhere, have their own little place. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's
like a
just
little
bizarre.
edged thing, and it's pretty far from the actual tombstones.
Yeah, I thought that'd be like right there. Like that would be the memorial place. I just wonder how many people in San Diego really know this happened, because I think they should have it on the news. It's just crazy.
It'd be cool to have it on About San Diego, to be honest with you, because it is a crazy time that happened in our history.
It was, you know, when we think of people having some kind of moral, you know, things or ethics, and having some common sense, you just wouldn't allow this to happen.
Would you have your K2 with you? We could show them where the tree. There's a lady that hangs out at the tree over here, so we're gonna walk that direction.
Okay.
She lights up the K2 meter on a pretty regular basis, and the only thing that's there is a tree. There's no wires, no anything in this area.
Are you going to the big tree?
We are.
Okay, I'm going to see. I added a picture really quick so everybody could see what the tree looks like.
Oh, not this
It's a
one.
big. Oh, not that one. Oh,
We'll go to that one.
later.
We're gonna go where the lady is that was
Okay.
watching the kids smoke, and she tends to light this up pretty quickly for us.
Oh, great.
Oh, there we go. She's already doing it.
All right. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
And
Now
there's-
she's a friend. She's friendly, right?
She's very friendly.
Okay, good. Wow, look at that, you guys. Janine, tell everybody what the lights mean.
So this is an EMF detector. It's called a K2, and it tells you when there's EMF in the area. So that's usually used for electrical work, but the theory is that ghosts are made of electromagnetic energy. So that's why we can sense them with these gear. As you can see, this is an open area here. There's no electricity except for the poles that are on the sidewalk up here. So this tree should not set off our K2.
Wow. It's got a lot. It's really going.
Mm-hmm. And it's only this one part of the tree. We can
I just had a mediumship class here at my home, and I couldn't get the K2 to do anything because it's so well warded and cleared. That's like Christmas lights. That's great.
Yeah, she gets it going real good. If we like move it to another part of the tree, if we move it, it doesn't quite do it as much. So you can tell where she is. I think that's where her grave is probably under this tree.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
We've actually seen her flying across where these trees are in the background, about 30 feet in the air, flowing white dress, long hair, just floating in the breeze. And she flies through the air where the trees are right there.
Wow. Now, do you have any idea how old she is, or did you ever get a feeling of how she passed?
We believe that she died just before she turned 30.
Oh my gosh, that's tragic.
She was ill. It was an illness that got her.
We're seeing if she'll do the periscope.
Okay. You're going to have to ask her to light it up?
Can you light up our periscope for us? It has pretty colors if you touch it. It's very similar to our K2. You just have to touch it like you do with the K2 meter.
Mm.
And sometimes it does take them a little bit of time to learn how to use our new equipment.
Right. They have to get their energy up as well.
You can touch it like this and make it light up. It'll light up for you. Pretty colors.
She may have moved.
Put your K2 up there.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially when we were looking at that house in the East County, we were totally chasing I was chasing the grandma around the house. She
Right.
was just everywhere.
Yeah, with the Periscope, we did the Unicorn bookstore that recently closed in Ramona.
Yes.
And they loved the Periscope in that store. And when she
Oh,
moved locations, she did welcome them to come with her. But I think they just closed that new location recently.
Yes.
yeah. Unicorn Books in Ramona, the Spirit Witch works out of that. She's a friend of mine, and I'd like her to come on. She's been really, really busy, but I'd like her to come on our show.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we had a great seance here at my house with her, and I contacted her grandmother.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love those ladies. They're so sweet.
It's getting dark there, huh?
It is. So I'm going to take you to the tree that likes to hit me.
Okay.
And we'll let Chris go underneath there first because it usually won't hit her.
So you guys, for the viewers, I just put up the tree. They took a tree during the daylight so that you could see. It's a huge tree. It's really big. If you're walking on the path under it, you're going to go right under it.
And the roots come way up out of the ground. It's pretty cool.
Right.
It's like a maze, and they go out like 30 feet away from the tree. These roots are huge.
I wonder what kind of tree it is. Do you know?
I don't, but I want to find out.
Yeah. It's really beautiful. It just has something in it that doesn't, let you go by it.
We've even had
In the light, I want to show them this.
we've even had light
look at
bulbs
Chris.
come out of the tree.
Oh my goodness.
This piece of equipment. This is, if you hear something, you can point it to wherever you hear the noise, and you can actually, it hones in on the noise or the voices that you hear. Because I've headphones on, so you wouldn't be able to hear it. But I see the red light comes on, and it intensifies the voices wherever you're hearing them from directly to.
That's really cute. Really neat. Chris, what's the name of it?
It's I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, well, we'll look up the name and we'll definitely.
It's a great hearing device. So that's really neat because when you kind of hear something, you want to see if you can hear it and actually make out the words. Is that the tree?
Yeah, I'm going to let Chris go. Oh.
Well, tell us how it started to hit you already today.
So when we walked up, Chris was under the tree. I started to make my way under, and it just about took my nose off with a big berry. And they don't come straight down. They go vertically. No, not vertically. They go horizontally. Sorry. So instead of coming down vertically like it should, they go horizontally.
So it's like getting a zinger going by you, and it hits you.
Right, and they'll get me in the middle of my back, the back of my head. I've had them hit me in the face.
But nobody else? Nobody else? I know I didn't get hit.
Nobody else gets hit. And as you can see, it's pretty quiet right now. Chris is under the tree. I'm gonna go under the tree here in a second. We gotta build up for it a second here.
Oh, I know. You don't want to get hit in the head, but don't do anything that would, put you in danger for sure. If you have a feeling, don't go under that tree.
Oh, it's harmless. Like whatever it is, it's just like little zings, but you'll start to hear them come. The tree makes weird creaking noises when I'm under it.
Well, is it the tree or is it spirits in the tree?
It sounds like somebody walking across the big branches and moving them.
Oh my goodness.
We believe there's a young boy in there.
Oh my goodness.
One night it sounded like a bunch of monkeys running through the trees.
And you can clearly look up into it and see that there's nothing there. So when we hear it, it's like, okay, well, it's obviously spirit doing this.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the the root system on this thing. It's insane.
So Pamera, I hope I'm saying your name right. She wanted to see if it does anything when Janine goes by, and she says she believes they're throwing them and they're kids or teens.
Yeah, I do feel it's a young man who's throwing them, probably around 12.
Oh my goodness.
And if you turn around, right across the sidewalk behind us is where the children are buried.
Oh, there's a section. Wait, how did they know they were children?
We actually were able to look up plot maps, and it was the children's section of the cemetery that's just directly across from us here on the other side of that light pole.
Oh, how sad. You know, I didn't really think that some of the graves are going to be children, and there's nothing sweeter than the little kids' headstones. They're always sweet. The parents really put thought into their headstones. To have them lost is very tragic.
Well, when we get around to the bench, Debbie, I'll tell you about a little girl that got me in trouble one night.
Oh.
Yes, we're about to make our way over where Chris had her first experience here in Pioneer Park with a young girl and her grandfather.
Oh. Yeah, there you guys have had a lot of paranormal experience and activity at that Pioneer Park.
I would say that we've been investigated here over 100 times. Yeah. So the spirits are very familiar with us.
Oh, that's just like when they're out at some of the places and the people's ovilus says my name. They're like, they're asking for you.
Yeah, this one, the story that we're going to tell you is one of protection, but the one that's a little bit further down is scary. And it somebody home.
So you're going to go to a scary part after this?
Yeah, after this one, we'll show you where I came across the gentleman that decided to follow my sister home.
Oh my gosh. We don't want that. We don't want that. That's always so dangerous. I mean, they're going to stay. Maybe. So you got flashlight now?
Yeah, we got the flashlight out.
There are very many people there? Real people?
Quite a few people with dogs. What the hell is that? Is that a dog?
Yeah.
Looks like a statue.
It's a big fluffy dog. I was sitting here on this bench with my friend Susan one night. We were waiting for Janine and a group to come out. And my friend Susan decided to go to the children's section to take pictures. And this tree that Janine's going to show you right now, flashlights on it, was calling my name. I was like, I need to go over to this tree. And at the time, they used to have big circles of wood chips around the tree. So like right about here where the flashlight is, the wood chips started. And my oculus was on and it said personal in a real nasty voice. And I'm a smart aleck, so I said, personal what? Personal tree, personal wood chips, personal park, personal what? And the minute I stepped into the wood chips, I got the Heimlich method so hard that I peed all over myself and I convulsively threw up. And
oh my God, like something got pulled into your stomach?
I said, we have to go.
Yeah, it felt like someone gave her the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh my gosh. Were you injured?
She had bruises when I got here. She had big bruises.
Oh my
For 2
gosh.
weeks I had bruises. So the very next day, the mediumship was meeting here. And I told Susan, I said, we have to come out here to the mediumship tomorrow because I've got to ask them what it is about the bench and the tree. So I came out and I said, before your meeting starts, I said, I only have one question for you. I said, what is the deal with the bench and that little tree? And they all started laughing. I'm like, this is not a laughing matter. And I raised my shirt up and showed them the bruises. They're like, oh my God, what happened? And I said, well, whatever is there gave me the Heimlich method so hard that it caused the bruises. I said I convulsively threw up and peed all over myself. I said, so what is the deal? And they start laughing again. They said, you've met Grandpa. Grandpa sits on the bench and his granddaughter plays in the tree. And if he feels like someone's going to harm her in any way, he stops you from going near her. And of course, because I was being a smart ass, personal what? He let me know it was so personal. So yes, after that, whenever I pull into the park, before I get out of the car, I always say, hi, Grandpa, it's just me.
Oh my gosh.
And now he knows us so well that we can take pictures of the tree. We can get right up on the tree. We've had kids crawl in the tree. Like, as long as he doesn't feel it's a danger, he'll leave you alone.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine, though, actually getting, an entity to go, and we hear about scratching or pushing or pulling hair. Well, we've heard bigger things, but that's huge to have them like push her stomach in like that and injure her. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been scratched, I've been pushed, I've had my hair pulled, but I've never had anything that aggressive, thank goodness.
That's amazing.
I've even been smacked upside the back of my head, but and then the berries hitting me from that weird tree.
Oh my goodness.
So 2 years ago, December, my sister came to visit because my grandmother was not doing well, and we thought she was going to pass. She waited till the following August to pass, but we were starting out over here in this area because this is where like I said, the lady flies through, and she's flowing in white. And I heard something over this direction where these trees are. And when I looked over there, I said, oh, there's a man over there in a flannel shirt. And my sister started taking pictures because she couldn't see him. And he was toned in on my sister. And so we had some of the devices on our phones that mimic the Ovilus, that have 4,000 words in them. They can show you the EMF, and they can manipulate them to say what they want to say. And so he started following us. My sister said, I don't feel good. I feel sick. And I said, you need to tell him to leave you alone. She did, but you have to be firm, and you have to really mean what you're saying, and use good in your intentions when you're talking to them, because they do have to obey us, because they're not of this place anymore. And so we walked over towards where the bench is, and both my app and my sister's app said Jennifer at the same time, and then her said run.
Oh shoot.
And so my sister's like, should we go? And I'm like, tell him to leave you alone. And then we kept walking. We made our way across the grass here and over to where the play structure is. And it really started going crazy. It was like, Jennifer, Ryan, Janine, run. Okay, I can get Jennifer and Ryan, which happens to be my niece's name, coming out of this Ovilus, but Janine is not even a name that you see on keychains.
No.
So we were like, okay, maybe it is time to leave. And then it said, Jennifer, leave or die.
Oh my gosh.
So at that point, I said, let's go to the car. I saged her before we got in the car. But I told her to pray and to tell him to leave her alone. Somehow he came home with us, and she took a nap, and I heard this weird guttural sound coming from the bedroom, and I went in there to see if she was okay, and she's like, get him off of me, I can't breathe. And he was holding her down on the air mattress that she was sleeping on. And as soon as I entered the room, he let her up. We saged everything before she left, everything that she put back in her suitcase. But my niece was looking for something. By the way, happy birthday, Ryan. It's Ryan's birthday today. And she put those in last minute, and I think he attached to them because on the ride home, they kept seeing something moving in the back seat that wasn't their cats. And she had problems in her apartment for a long time after that. Actually, I think it was June or something like that, when I went to go see her, I finally cleared their apartment. And it was so scary that my niece was just like, nope, I'm not going to do this, because whatever it was hid in my niece's closet. So I started at the back of the house, started making my way through. We had the one window in the living room open, which was in the middle. So I made my way through. We got to my niece's room. I got to the closet. And as soon as I started staging in the closet, it started to get very, very hot in the room. And then as I was going through each room, I was putting crosses of holy water on all 4 walls.
Oh, yeah.
We made it out of her room and around the corner, and I did the wall on the other side of her room. And as I did that, the wall started to vibrate and shake, and it became hot to the touch. We thought we cleared him and he was gone, but my sister had moved into her other apartment, and while she was at work, she had the thing on because she could feel him there with her at work. And she said, "What do you want from me?" And this device said, "I want your soul."
Oh, shoot.
So her friend that works in the company above them tried to help her clear this spirit out. Well, guess what? It decided to attach to her.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
so I had to try to walk them through, how you get rid of a spirit. And this is the important thing. When you're trying to clear a spirit from your home, if you do not know what you are doing, do not do it, because you can actually make things worse.
Yeah, you make them mad.
Find somebody who knows what they're doing to get them out of there. So this lady, we were trying to figure out what to do, and my sister and I kept having dreams about holy water. And then finally my mom called my sister and said, "I had a dream. She has to drink the holy water. It keeps telling me to drink. She needs to drink the holy water." So finally we had her drink the holy water, and she was able to get rid of him.
Oh, my goodness. Let me put a little thing here out for you guys. Anybody that goes to a church and gets holy water, please don't drink it. Make your own. And if you don't know how, private message me and I'll tell you how. But it is unsafe to drink water that's been taken. It's not purified or anything at the churches.
Correct. Yeah, you definitely want to make your own. But so we were able to clear both of them of this male spirit. But like I said, when you feel something like that, you have to be very firm when you tell them to leave you alone, because if they don't take you seriously, they're not going to go.
Janine, where did he go? Do you think? I mean, evidently he was off somewhere at her place and following her along. Would he go back to Pioneer Park?
I've seen him here since then. He doesn't mess with me, but I have seen him here since then. But this is the thing: he could be here and there within seconds. They can be wherever they want to be. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, I've taught my sister how to ward off the house, and this lady knows a little bit more now on how to ward off her house. So hopefully they'll just keep up with the maintenance and keep him out.
Oh, wow. That is really frightening.
Yeah, that's why I always say, when you're going out to do these things, you do need to make sure that you're setting up your protection. Because things can come home with you, and you need to be clear when you leave that nothing is to come with you. Nothing can get in your car. Nothing can attach to anything that's with you.
So Chris is using a ghost box now?
The Ovilus.
The Ovilus.
The Ovilus? Okay, it's talking. We can hear it talk.
It just said, "Damn it."
That was good. Somebody's
He just said his name is Ed.
Oh, don't tell me you said Ed.
Mummy.
Eddie, or did it say Mummy?
Mummy.
I said Mummy.
Oh, it didn't say Ed?
Oh, how funny that it would
first
say
time, yeah.
mummy, though, because we were watching the mummy show here in the
Oh my
park.
God, yeah, we were. We were. Oh my goodness. I love the Ovilus. It's so much fun. But a lot of these apps and stuff are supposed to only say one word at a time, correct, Janine?
Correct. But we have definitely had this one say things that are not in the dictionary, like Thigh Master. It likes to say that. But we have had full sentences like run to Saturn come out of it. And usually if it says run to Saturn, that's our signal that something dangerous is in the area.
It just told us to hide.
Okay, it's telling us to hide.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hide and wait.
Huh. Yeah, you guys they get run to Saturn a lot, or Saturn. That's their little code word with the other side that tells them it's time to leave and they better hurry. So, I mean, that's amazing because it's a Saturn's a card. It's just crazy that comes up, but crazy that it comes up in sentences, you know?
It said Saturn.
Yeah.
She said it's far and it said Saturn.
Oh my gosh.
Get out. Oh, you want us to get out?
Well, we're not happy, camper.
It's funny too because the last time that we were on with you and Andy at Alpine Cemetery, it was telling us to go to the Saturn and to get out, and it drained all of our power. So we just went dead on you guys. And I'm like, I hope they know that we're okay, that we're going to go to the Saturn. But
I have some people that are ready for a meetup at the cemetery, and they said they'd come. And so one is interested in Alpine and one is interested in Poway. So,
and it just said Steve out here.
oh, wow.
And out here was said together. It shouldn't be able to say that, but it said Steve out here.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think it might want you and Steve to come out here.
Either that, if you walk around, maybe there's a Steve somewhere. I still want to go see the Screaming Witch. I've told some people we want to go see the Screaming Witch.
Oh yes, we'll definitely give tours out there. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, we need to do that. We need to get some tours going and really get that advertised. That might be something that we can put on KPBS.
Yeah, I have my Saturdays and Sundays free now, unless like there's an emergency at work. So I can definitely start scheduling the tours up again. So it'll be
awesome. Fun. And I have somebody who wants to drive to Sedona.
Yes, let's do that. That would be fun.
I said we do want to do that, and
we should do Denver. I can show you the cemeteries in Denver.
Oh, that would be cool because they're really neat, and all the stories. And you've been there. That would be really great. There was a place out by Joshua Tree that somebody was telling me about too. That might be a good trip for us. It may be about 5 hours out there and 5 hours back. So
weirdly, my ex-husband is very like nay with this kind of stuff, but he actually told me that there's a cemetery up by Joshua Tree that we have to hit.
Oh my gosh. So it's meant to be.
Right.
It's meant to be. Well, there's some place out there that you can go to almost like a metaphysical spa and singing bowls and all kinds of stuff there. So I'm up for that one.
Up by Joshua Tree. Oh. Yeah, and we should also make the trip. Sorry, we should also make the trip out to the Hidden Cemetery in Los Angeles.
Oh gosh, yes, I want to go there. Absolutely.
Fun. When we were over talking about Hugh Hefner and Marilyn Monroe and showing off their graves on a live video, Duncan and Anderson were right there. They like to talk to you via headstones.
It's so funny, you guys, when Janine goes out to different cemeteries, all she has to do is like put the camera on a grave and it'll have Chris's name, first name, or my name, my last name. It's really funny because it was kind of a coincidence that I saw that when you guys were there, and I just looked, I took a double take, and I said, both my names are right there.
what's awesome about it is like it's as the viewers come on board. So like you came on board and all of a sudden it said Duncan and Anderson. And then when Chris started watching, it had Oliver. So it was like cool the way it did it.
You guys had the lights on you like you're telling scary stories in the dark. Yes.
And we should also do another bonfire with the ghost stories. That'll be fun.
Oh, at the beach?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, we should. Yeah, that'd be fun. We're all pretty close to the beach, and we're so blessed being down here in Southern California that we can go up to Gold Rush Town in the same amount of time that we can get to the beach, except for Chris, because Chris, you could probably walk to the beach. Yeah. How lucky is that? So that's really cool. Well, what are you guys going to do next? Are you guys going to do, because we're almost finished with our time, are you guys going to do some fun exploring, or are you going to go somewhere else?
Well, the Ovilus told us to go eat it out back.
I'm sure it did. That sounds good to me.
The spirit wanted to come with us.
Oh, yeah, Ed wanted to come too. It said, Ed, eat it out back.
How funny. So you guys do a little protection thing before you leave?
We always do protection before we start and before we leave.
Okay. Do you do anything but saying a prayer, or you do something else?
We kind of say a prayer, depending on what I'm feeling. If it's like a real negative experience that evening, I'll sage everything before we leave. But I am always very clear with my intent that they are not to come with us.
Oh,
I always carry plenty of sage in the back of my car.
And
salt. You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a whole bag full of sage in the back of my car at all times.
I always made a concoction that I called Scrabbly juice. So that's for if you guys have read Andy and I's books. It's the kind of lower entity stuff. So it takes care of that really good. And there is a lot of chopped sage in there for sure.
Well, I also have our holy water and the oils and everything that we made that one night. I have all those in my car too.
Oh, that was awesome. Well, you guys, let's see. We're going to be, Psychic Fixes is going to be out at Summers Past at an antique and a craft fair on Saturday at 9 a.m. in Flint Springs, which is Alpine. So that is our next thing that we're going to be doing, except for Janine and Andy and I, our show on Wednesday, we're going to have a shaman Karen with us and with her singing bowls and all that great stuff. So we hope that you tune in for that. So what are you guys have any plans for anything soon? Of course, Janine, you're going to be on the show on Wednesday.
Correct. And then, like I said, I will go on and look and see what we have scheduled already, and I'll start putting some of the tours in.
And for sure, we're waiting for that book, and we can't wait to get our hands on copies. And I can't wait to help plan the party. We're gonna have a party.
I'm really excited because it's in final editing mode and should be printed any day now.
Oh, that's great. Well, we might as well let you guys go eat with his spirits. Have some spirits with spirits. Thank you guys so much for going out on location. It's always a blast for everybody to see these places and to experience it. And I love that the K2 meter was really active over at the tree. I think that was awesome. Okay, so we're going to sign off. Any last words?
Well, we'll see you guys on Wednesday, hopefully, and then we'll see you again next Sunday.
Okay. Bye, you guys. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Take care.